Hey, what is going on, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Quarbit, and I'll be your host today for Europa Universalis 4. Welcome back to the 12th part of our Identity Crisis series, where last time we played as Ethiopia, who's currently at war with Adal, and as Regensburg here. If you're new around here and you haven't been following along with this blessed timeline here, then I suggest you go back and watch a couple of the older videos for a bit of context, although each episode is unique, so it's not necessary to continue. Or if you've been following along and you've been watching each video, then I do suggest you subscribe, and hitting the like button would be a massive help. With that out of the way, let's get started and see which nation is next. And we get Mutapa. Well, interestingly enough, Mutapa is actually right next to Mombasa, which is one of my older nations here. We actually declared war on Portugal, which is pretty interesting for an AI to do that. Also a little bit behind on manufactories, but that should solve itself. We do have a few of them. But unfortunately we can't build any more. Don't have enough building slots for that. Our income here is actually really solid, not gonna lie. I think it would be a good idea to hire a couple of advisors. This guy can clearly afford them. Okay, well, seeing as I don't know how much longer this war is gonna go on, might as well just get started. We've taken trade, offensive, economic, quantity, and espionage. These are actually all really good ideas, except for espionage. But I suppose espionage isn't terrible, it's just not the pick I would have gone with. Yeah, that's probably why this guy is making so much money, but I mean, could be making more. If I can rush through both quantity and economic, at that point it'll probably be economically viable to actually dev this institution. Because we'll be getting it, but it'll take a little while. Not much to do here except for wait, I guess. The thing about Mombasa is that he actually has pretty good allies and pretty solid dev as well. It would actually be hard to kill him. Portugal's military tech is actually worse than ours. In fact, everyone around us has worse military tech. So I don't feel too inclined to actually go ahead and grab the next one. I'd rather just power through these ideas we have. Not sure how I feel about espionage. It's still early on enough that we probably can just get rid of it. Might as well go ahead and colonize. We've also used practically all of our building slots. Okay. Clearly we're in need of some more land. Because, well, we either need to develop or we need to take more land, because we're out of building slots, so there's no point in getting more money because we can't buy anything. I'm gonna grab that level 3 advisor there. And the army's at no maintenance. I could probably afford to actually grab this level 3 advisor as well. We'll lose some money for now, but we'll be getting a ton of points from it. Also, our leader here happens to be a 454, which is pretty respectable in terms of points. So I'm hoping we can actually slam out the rest of these ideas fairly quickly. Each one should only take like 3 years or something. It almost feels like Portugal's just giving up his colonies at this point. I wonder what he's doing. He only has 14,000 men actually. That's what he's doing. Nothing. Oh, I get it now. The only reason Portugal's still alive in this is because Lithuania's here. And Lithuania has 125,000 men. I see. Portugal also has fewer ships than I do, so I might as well protect trade. This tech is actually cheaper despite the fact that we're behind on the whole institution thing. I might as well just take it right now. Oh damn it. We're getting re-sieged, but not by Portugal. And the next economic idea? Alright, well, we're just sitting here. Not much to do. I could try to invade Mombasa, but I feel like I would die without any substantial allies around here. I'm just gonna drop this cost real quick. I don't think Portugal's coming down here. Next quantity idea? Well, Portugal's hit low, but I really want Lithuania to hit low. Hold on, something's happening here. Are those Lithuanian ships? That's kind of weird. Yeah, let me just... Okay, I have 4 heavies. In theory, we should be better. I think my heavies probably need a little bit of, upgrading, but at least we sank their heavy. Well, at least we don't have to raise the army maintenance. Well, that was Lithuania's sad attempt at fighting. And now Lithuania will leave. I can take all of Portugal's colonies down here. Not a bad start. We might be able to try the same with Spain if Spain didn't have 164,000 men. Huh, now that's weird. For some reason, my king here counts as a full general? I don't know why that is. They're not supposed to. Rulers and heirs are free. Why doesn't he count as free? I have no idea. That's kind of weird. Well, he's dead anyway, so I guess it doesn't matter. Okay, let's go with institution spread. Okay, we're gonna core that all up. I'm going to build a spy network over here. Build a spy network over here. I actually don't know if I should break this alliance. I kind of want his land, but I don't think the AI is going to invade it for me, and at this point it's too late, so yeah, we'll just keep him. Also, it is usually a better idea if we swap away from the meritocratic recruitment over to the administrative clergy. That's just going to give us basically a free admin for the rest of the game. That is as soon as we finish up our policies here, which hopefully will be done soon. I'm also just going to focus on our military there real quick. Okay, economic ideas are done. We can get ourselves trade efficiency and production efficiency, which is a good amount of money. We're gonna claim that. That's the only claim we can get, so he might use it, he might not. Oh well. And I sort of wished I could go through quantity because I really need this guy to take both of these right here. These are very important things to take. I don't know if he would take them though, so I kind of wanted to, speed up that process. But I just don't think we make enough. Well, I can swap over to one of these actually, yeah, that's fine. I'll drop this guy to a level 1. We might be able to make enough points, but I'm not sure. I kind of doubt that in 1 year we'll be able to do that. Yeah, absolutely not. I didn't think so. But we did just grab manufactories in a single province so far, which is a good start. It's not going to spread far enough for us to embrace it, and I kind of want him to keep his points. I really hope he just doesn't take the tech, though. That's the one thing I don't want. Because then he'll be wasting money on his tech. So I think to fix that AI problem about taking techs immediately, I think instead we're just going to slam down a couple of production points into a gold province. Especially like one over here. Now the great thing about playing as Mutapa here, along with our economic, is that, well, you see our development cost here is ridiculously good. Mutapan ambition, full economy focus, it's a world trade center with prosperity and encouraged development and the Renaissance, and it's the capital. That means that it is 11 below the final base cost, which is ridiculous by itself. We're just going to bump that up to like 13 or something. 1% chance of depletion each year, whatever. Same thing over here. This time it's 29 to grab it. So now his gold income should be even higher. So basically, once this guy ends up taking the final quantity idea, if he does what I hope he does, and that's to grab this development cost and these two modifiers here. So if you take into account all of the bonuses, I'm pretty sure on this average province it's going to be like a minus 45% cost or something. Actually, no, sorry, it's going to be a minus 55% cost on your average province, because they have prosperity, plus his ambition, the full economy focus, the prosperity, and the addition with quantity. The AI usually doesn't turn on this edict, so I'm not going to take that into account, but I'm pretty sure minus 55 is going to be what he's working with for a while until he ends up building, like universities and stuff, which will bring it down to minus 75. If we were to stack pretty much everything possible, I think, yeah, it'd be around minus 85% cost by the time he's in like the 1700s. So, yeah, it can be really good. Local development cost is one of my favorite modifiers to stack, because it can be absolutely broken. But anyway, it looks like we're pretty much out of time. That's going to be the end of our time here with Mutapa. And I don't know if he'll actually go ahead and, do the whole expansion thing. I hope he does, because that would be interesting to see him just colonize up here and become a massive East African power. But that's all the time we have for Mutapa today. Let's check out which nation we'll get next. And we get British Mexico. Damn, this is interesting. I like this a lot. So British Mexico here, this is super fascinating. We haven't played as a colony yet, but I'm super glad that we got one. The only thing we need to do is make sure that we're strong enough to beat Britain and keep him out. The loyalty to Britain is starting to waver a little bit, so if we become super strong and champion the cause against them, then we might be able to get ourselves some independence. Okay, what do we have here? Expansion, respectable for a colony. Plutocratic, makes sense. Economic, quality, and trade ideas, all very, very nice ideas. I like where we're starting here. Our heretic and heathen provinces also don't give us any penalties whatsoever. It is simply within our interest to convert them anyways, because we can, of course, get ourselves some positive tolerance rather than zero tolerance. So although we don't have to convert any of this, we might as well. Basically, we're not getting -3, but we're also not getting +3 either. And I would also very much like to get a little bit of money, probably. Yeah, we're going to be using this for money. Alright, what do we have here? I like that we have frequent elections and republicanism, one of my favorite combos. Instead of the presidential system, I would definitely have gone with parliamentarism because we don't have the nobility anyway. In fact, yeah, let's give ourselves a parliament. Citizenry is nice, extended suffrage is... it's fine as it is. Okay, yeah, we have a lot to work through here, but I think this is gonna be fine. Okay, we need 18 seats in the parliament. In theory, they would all assign themselves anyway, but I'm just gonna slap them down in places that I think would make sense. Absolutism may decrease, but I mean, we're not using our absolutism for much anyway, so... There we go. All 18 seats have been handed out. I think it's a good idea to fund the expansion of the bureaucracy. We could use some cheaper advisors, and I would definitely like to go ahead and get some better ones as well. Okay, well our tech is pretty okay. We happen to be pretty close on grabbing ourselves manufactories, so don't have to worry too much about that. Also, our governor here is pretty decent. He's the age of 50, which is young as far as governors go. I think I'll keep him, yes. As for the institution, there's really only one province which is particularly close to finishing. So I'm going to wait for that one province, and I'm going to see what's going on here, because we're losing a lot of money each month, which is weird because it says that we should be gaining 8, but we're losing 34. You know, I wouldn't be surprised if this is what contributes to colonies being particularly poor all the time. Okay, so maybe we can't afford to root out all that corruption. Why did Great Britain decide to build a naval equipment manufactory on a core that I haven't finished coring? How does that make sense at all? That delayed the coring by like 5 years. Why would you do that? Ah, jeez, colonies are a lot worse than I thought. I'm guessing that we're paying like 40 ducats a month to Britain? How high are our taxes? Is that like 50% of our total income is going to Britain? Oh no, I think what it is that we don't actually get our gold income. That's gotta be what it is. All of our gold income is going to Britain. We don't actually get any of it. Man, that sucks. We gotta declare ourselves independent. This is terrible. We really have our own problems to manage anyway. Damn it. Okay, I'll take the yearly absolutism, because we have a pretty decent cap. It will still cost us a lot to embrace this, but I'd rather embrace it now, to be honest. Loans, schmoans, who cares? Need to embrace the institution. I also desperately need to try my best to salvage my dead economy. Ironically, the problem is that we have so much gold, because all of our money gets going to buy Britain, so this kind of sucks. I also need the help of the other colonies on my side, so let's try and do that. Everyone seems loyal to Britain though, which sucks. I sort of doubt that I can fight off Britain and all of his allies, along with all the subjects as well, and no one's willing to help me. Damn, this is terrible. I wonder if I could ask Spain. They don't like me very much, but they hate Britain even more, and that's what I'm looking for. I'll ask both France and Spain, actually. I'll also root out this painful corruption. God damn, this sucks. I can't afford to root out like any of it. Damn, I improved relations with Spain to the max, and they still hate me. Apparently we, have heathen tendencies. I don't even know what that means. I wonder what happens if our Republican tradition gets low enough. Do we turn into a dictatorship? Okay, never mind. Nope, it's impossible for colonial nations. RIP. I just had to look it up just in case. Okay, so Britain's rivals hate Britain, but they also hate me, because I'm a subject of Britain. So they don't want to help me become independent, especially France, who wants a good portion of my land. I think that's because of all my gold, but like, come on man. So with our current economic problems, and the fact that all of Britain's colonies are loyal, it seems nearly impossible that we'll be able to get our independence. Like, the subjects in the colonies themselves would probably be enough to kill me, so we can't really ally each other even. Feels bad, man. Just imagine how much money we would make if we weren't a colony and we didn't have to give away all of our gold. Wouldn't that be the best timeline? Sadly though, all of our income is being stolen by Britain. The only thing I might be able to do is try and get maybe like Lithuania to help us. But they can't actually attack or do anything, so I don't expect that this will work out, to be honest. I'm gonna reform the Navy to decrease our Diplotech cost, I think. Yeah, I'd say that was pretty effective. Well, at least Britain is starting to build some things in my country. That's very nice of them. And another thing, very nice of them indeed. Unfortunately for them, that doesn't decrease my liberty desire, so I don't know what the idea behind that is, honestly, but I'm not gonna care about it, that's fine. And we're at war. Just like that, apparently. No warning? No? Okay. Thanks, Britain. That's cool. Okay, why should I even be fighting in this war? This isn't my problem. I don't even get to make the peace deal. It's not my problem. Now we have more things to core. Okay, sure, that's fine. And Lithuania doesn't actually like us very much, because they're Catholic and we're not. And none of his rivals like me enough. In fact, at nearly full improvement, the French still despise us. We made no difference as to how France thinks about us. Isn't that great? I think it's gonna be like another 50 or so years before the world advances to the point where colonies can get their independence easily. I just don't really see it happening with the way all of our money's being siphoned. If I declared the war, I'd be making a ton of money, but then I wouldn't have enough men to win said war. Not sure what to do here. Well, Mexico's income has been on the steady incline since 1673. It's not particularly amazing, but it has gone up by maybe about 100 ducats a year or so. It's not great, but it's the best we can do, really. We'll try and root out a little bit of corruption, but we can't pay too much because we just don't make enough money. Yeah, and Lithuania doesn't like us, not enough to help us, so... Oh well, yeah, we're not rebellious enough. It's gonna take all the colonies deciding to rebel together, which will probably happen just because of the number of colonies Britain has. It's pretty likely that all of the colonies will decide to rebel in like 50, maybe 60 years, but it won't happen today. The best we can do is stabilize this nation and give them a couple of prospects to use in the future. But as for how we've done currently, there's not really much to say. And that's going to be the end of British Mexico. Hopefully one day he'll rise up and become a great power. I feel like he has the potential to do so, but it's not going to be today. Anyways, as this is the final nation for today, this is the end of the episode, so I sincerely hope you enjoyed watching. This is Quarbit signing off, and as always, have a fantastic day. I would like to give a quick thank you to all of the patrons for the month of January, especially those we have starting in the general tier: Quiet Guy, Brendan Arsenault, Ben Greenhagen, Torvald, Theron, Brumant, Natsuki, and Dire Avenger. Those we have in the Prince tier: Snow Raven and Rockbox 2020. In the King tier we have Chewy Shoot. In the Elector tier we have TFLJ Martis. And in the Conqueror of Worlds tier, we have The Watcher. Thank you guys so much for your pledges, it really does mean a lot to me, and I can't possibly thank you enough.